And here is another video I'm going to do on another question. This time what we're going to do is, the issue is a student in a school can get for a subject marks from 0 to 100. Okay, so that is defined. Write a NS chart to accept the mark for a subject, one subject, okay, attempted by a student, one subject, and display as follows. So you accept the marks and say whether if the marks entered is from 0 to 35, you should put the word weak. If the marks entered is above 35, because 35 gets covered here, 0 to 35 is weak. Above 35 up to 50, you have to display ordinary pass. Above 50 up to 75, you have to display credit pass, and above 75 up to 100, distinction. So up to 100 only we are talking about. Okay, so this is the question. So let's see how to do this. But before we go ahead with that, you can do your version of it and then later follow this video. Okay, right. So let's go ahead and see how we have done this. So this is the solution we have come up with, and in this solution I just wanted to every time show you the number of decision boxes we are having so that you get used to how to write NS charts. Now here first let's look at this. This is the solution we have done. So let's see, this is one NS chart of one decision box, and as you know, the decision box will always have a condition here, a yes and a no, and the yes side and the no side. So the no side has various other things, but the way each NS chart decision box can only have two sides. So if this condition is true, it will take the yes side. If the condition is false, it will take the no side or the false side. True and false, or yes and no, whichever you want to, you can write. No harm. So on the no side we have this. So anyway, I just want to show you the number of decision box. So this is one of the decision box we have in our NS chart. So let's look at the next one. Next one is this. So this is the outermost one. Now we are seeing the second one. Now again, as a condition, yes and a no, and the yes side and the no side. Okay, that is the second decision box we have in our NS chart. And finally, let's look at the third one. So this is the third decision box we have. Again, a question, condition, a yes and a no, or a yes side and a no side. So this basically is a simple decision box because it has only a show credit pass on one side and show distinction on another side, whereas the other two had more work than that. Okay, anyway, so that is the bottom line. We have three decision boxes in our NS chart. Okay, so let's start off. Now this is, I have written down the criteria here. 0 to 35 is weak, above 35 up to 50 is ordinary pass, 52 above 52 is up to 75 is credit pass, and above 75 up to 100 is distinction. This is what the messages we should get based on these marks. Okay, so this is the NS chart. So let's now try run with 25. So as you know, 25 is in this range. Okay, 0 to 35, 25 means, so we should get weak. So let's dry run and see. Now to dry run, as you know, we need the screen because we have the show and the get and whatever, and this is the only part that the user is able to see. Okay, this part is for our internal use, for us to dry run and see. Even the mark variable, user won't be able to see. This is inside the computer's memory. This is also inside the computer's memory. This is the only area that the user is able to see. So anything you want the user to see, you must put it onto the screen, and that we actually in our NS chart we do by the command show. Okay, anyway, let's dry run this and see how this works with 25. So you start, then you go here, this says show enter marks. So when you say show, it will display that on the screen, right? So whatever that is in double quotes, whatever within the double quotes gets displayed. So enter marks, that is this word comes here. Then you go to the next line, and here it's waiting, and this is the variable we are using called mark. This is the variable we have written down here. So it's waiting for mark to come in. That is, it's expecting the user to type it on the screen and press enter. So now let's assume the user types a number 25. That's what we want to try run and see. So let's put 25 and press enter. The moment you press enter, that value will be taken by the variable mark, which is this one. Okay, so this will become 25. Then we go to the next line after the get mark, which happens to be a decision, our topmost decision box we have, and in that the condition we are checking is mark less or equal to 35. So this is 25. And remember, I have told you, if you are checking for less, equal together like this, if it is less or if it is equal, if either of this is true, then this condition is true. So in this case, less is true, even though equal is not true because it's 25, mark is not 35, it's 25. So the equal sign is false, but the less sign is true. So if one of these is true, this entire thing is considered true. So when you say mark less or equal to 35, if it is 25, it is less. So this is true. So it will go to the yes side. Okay, if it is false only, it will go to the no side. So this case, it will come to the yes side. And then it will come to the decision boxes yes side handling, which is this, which happens to be show weak. So it will show weak. So after that, there's nothing else here until this point. And from here, when you exit, you're actually coming to the end. So that's the end of that. So as you can see, when we put 25, it displayed weak. So it's as per our requirement. Okay. If it is anything from 0 to 35 should come up as weak. So when we put 25, we are getting weak. So that's fine. So let's dry run this time with another number. This time we are going to dry run with 50. So if we put 50, above 35 up to 50, so that means including 50, right? It should say ordinary pass. So now we should get ordinary pass. So let's dry run through this. So it should be printing this. Let's see how it comes to that. Okay, again we have the screen and the variable mark. Okay, we have only one variable called mark, M-A-R-K. We haven't said marks. Only the label says marks. Okay, the variable name is mark. That's why I put it as mark here. Okay, right, fine. So let's start. And then go to the next line, show enter marks, so it will display this. So the user is going to see this. So then the user is expected to type a number and press enter, right? So that it'll, after displaying this, it will go to the next line and wait for that. So now user is going to type 50, right? We are assuming. So he types 50 and press enter, it comes into the variable mark, which is this. Okay, then we go to the next line, which is to check, is the mark less or equal to 35? Is it less? No. Is it equal? No. So both are false. Therefore, this is false. If one of these is true, it will become true. But since both are false, it's not less, it is not equal either. So to 35. So therefore, this condition is false since we have entered 50. So we have to come to the no side. Okay. So the no side has another bunch of statements. So which happens, the next point happens to be the condition for the next decision box. So in here we are checking, is mark less or equal to 50? It's not less, but it is equal, right? See, 50. So mark is equal to 50. So this is true. Right? Like I said, if one of these is true, this entire thing is considered true. So since this is true, it will go to the yes side. And on the yes side, we have what we say, the instruction says show ordinary pass. So it will put that on the screen. And after that, there is nothing more to do. It's the next line, which happens to be the end. So as you can see, when you put 50, it's not saying weak. It didn't go through this. Instead, it checked this, and accordingly, it has come to this point and put ordinary pass. Okay. So let's do another one. This time, we are going to do with 60. So 60 will be in this region, right? 50, above 50 and up to 75. It will be in this, so it should say credit pass. So let's see. Screen and the mark variable, you start and they show enter marks, it will display that, and you wait for the variable mark, and you also going to type 60, we are assuming. Press enter, it will come here. Okay, then after accepting that, we are going to the next line, which happens to be this. Is mark less or equal to 35? No. It's not less, it's not equal. So this condition is false. So you come here. So if it is no, it's this side, right? So this is in this area. This happens to be the next line or the next thing There is a condition. Is mark less or equal to 50? That is also not true. It's not less. It is not equal either, because this is 60. We are checking against 50. So it's not equal nor not less. So therefore this condition also is considered false. Then because this condition is false, you come to the no side here. And in the no side, we have another condition to check. Is it less or equal to 75? Is it less than 75? Yes. 60 now. This is 60. So is it less? Yes. But not equal. But doesn't matter, because one of these is true, this entire thing is considered true. So because it is less, 60 is less than 75, this is true, and therefore it will go to the yes side. And on the yes side, what we have is the show credit pass. So it will display show credit pass and then come to the end and terminate. So as you can see, when you put 60, it's displaying credit pass. Okay. So now let's try with another one, this time 90. Let's see what happens. So again, we have the screen and the mark variable because of this. Now we start, go there, show enter marks, so it will display enter marks, and wait for the mark. Now the user is going to type 90 and press enter, it will come into the variable mark. Then after accepting that, you go to the next line, which is mark less or equal to 35? No, it is not less, no, it is equal. It's not 35, it's not less than 35, it's 90, bigger number. So this condition is false. So you come to the no side. And then in the no side, we have another condition to check, which is this. Is mark less or equal to 50? No, that is also false. It's not less, it's not equal to 50. So that it goes to the no side of that as well. Then you have on the no side another check for mark less or equal to 75. 75 also not true, because it's not less or equal to 90. We have 90. 90 is not less or equal to 75. So both less and equal are false, because mark happens to be 90 now. So it's not 75. Therefore this condition is also false. So it will come to the no side. And on the no side, we have show distinction. So it will say distinction and then come to the end. So as you can see, if you put 90, which happens to be in this value, above 75 and up to 100, it should say distinction. That's exactly what it is doing.